I'm not an immigration attorney.
You won't be the first lawyer to learn on the job.
He's not going back!
I understand this is personal for you.
See your hands. Okay, turn.
Te vamos a sacar de aquí, mamá. Te lo prometo.
Well, congratulations on your new film, America's Family.
Thank you.
I was prepared. It was kind of like, oh no, I'm going to be sad after watching this movie because it's going to talk about, very sad, depressing kind of things where a lot of families go through with deportations. But actually, it has a very good messaging. And I think it was really well done. Where it's very sad, but it's also like trying to find the positive in it. So I thought it was a really good balance. So what does it mean for you to be part of a movie like this that kind of puts faces to the issue of behind deportations?
I feel very honored. I mean, it's a huge risk, and the stakes are really high when I was chosen to do this role because we know that it's a very important theme, and I just love that this movie not only is talking about important points about how immigration works in the United States, but it also shows the humanity of who we are. We laugh, we cry, we play, we have families, we do all of these things just like every other human being. And I feel like in the past we've seen movies where we're just seeing like stereotypes, and I feel like this movie was able to show that humanity and that soul of who we are.
And I like your character. You're a lawyer. You're going into like mainstream, and then all of a sudden you're thrust into immigration law because your family, your brother is deported, your mom is in detention, and so you're kind of forced. But it's a better transition, right? I mean, you get to do something that helps people.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, my character, he doesn't really understand what immigration attorney is. There is a sense of privilege there. He is like firstborn generation. He has a lot of ignorance about what his family has gone through. And when he is at the center of this big problem, he understands that, wow, like I really come from all of this, and I have to now, and the same way that my mother did everything that she could to bring Coque to the United States and create and have better opportunities, now I have to step up and be there for my family.
And I love that Chirla, who is the Coalition for Human Immigrant Rights, they're a producer on the film.
Yes.
So this is probably coming from real stories that they've come across, correct?
Yeah. According to Anika, yes. Especially my story is based on one of the Chirla members, and I was very fortunate to meet him, and he was telling me all the experiences that he went through, and I just praise him so much. I mean, the work that he's done along with all the people at Chirla is just incredible. They are saving so many people's lives, and they're educating a lot of people. When you come to the United States, you really don't know how to manage this whole immigration system, and Chirla is just such a blessing for a lot of people.
And this movie comes at a time where I was just watching the news. Ironically, I finished watching this movie, then I turned on the news, and the GOP is tying Ukraine and Israel aid to the border. And they're talking about increasing deportations again, reinstating that from the Trump era. And I was like, oh my God, that's so heartbreaking that a lot of these families are going to go through this once again because they're using it as a political ploy.
Absolutely. I mean, the subject with immigration is nothing new. I mean, we've seen it with the Trump era, with Obama era, with Joe Biden. It's like it's been going on for so long. And I think the most important thing is there's a lot of racism when we talk about immigration and embedded into people's minds. And I just wish that people have more grace and more empathy to what people are really going through. Like, we don't really know why they're coming to the United States. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all immigrants in this country, So I just wish people have more grace and more empathy towards people's experiences. And I just wish we could welcome them with open arms every single time.
And that's the beauty of the film, is that it puts faces to the issue, and people should watch the movie it's not just like, yeah, let's deport all these people who come here illegally.
Absolutely.
It's not that simple.
It breaks people's lives. It breaks people's lives. I mean, I always talk about the cousin that Coque has back in Mexico, he talks about having a family, but he got deported, and and now he can't see his family, and his children are in America, and like that's something that's very common. It's how this country breaks families apart. But the beauty of this family, of this movie, is how no matter the hardships that we are going through, we are still going to stick together, because the more we can work together as a group, the better the outcome is, you know?
Yeah, and like I was saying, there's some positive things here because Koke does go to his birthplace, and we see like a beautiful, it's outside the city. It's this beautiful seaside community, and you're like, hey, why don't you just stay there? It's kind of cool because it's such a
Right.
it's so opposite from the city life of we see Tijuana and we see the United States, LA. It's kind of like a great contrast, right? It's like it's not all that bad in Mexico. I mean, people are live it more roughly, right? But it's just like they live closer to Mother Earth because they have they go out to sea to fish.
Absolutely. I mean, with this movie, we can see like, that there's people who live in Mexico. People just don't just appear and cross the border. There's people who live normal lives in Mexico, and they have families, and they have drinks, and they eat, and they just go through the same experiences as other human beings go through. It just shows the humanity of other people in other countries. Special.
Yeah, I mean, it's really inspiring. I mean, I probably should have been an immigration lawyer because we've helped out a few people in my community with these issues, and it's like it inspires you to do more, to be more in the conversation. Right?
I remember last year when we had one of our premieres, and there was this lady, and she told me that she was inspired and she wanted to now pursue and become an immigrant lawyer, and I was like, wow, you just never know, like, how you can change someone else's life, how you can inspire them to, make another impact in the real life. And I think that was just beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope people watch this movie and get inspired, not only inspired, but put a face to the issue. And I was happily surprised because, like I said, I thought, oh no, it's kind of like El Norte. Like El Norte is like the most heartbreaking movie you'll ever watch about immigration. So I was kind of like, I don't want to go through that because I don't want to be crying all the time. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot of positive messages there. It's inspiring, and I was happily surprised. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. I feel very honored to be part of this film, and it's finally out in the theaters and the streaming service, Apple TV. So I'm so excited that everyone's going to be able to watch this beautiful film.
And what do you have coming up next? What else can we look out for you?
Well, right now, the strike is over, so auditions are coming back. Now I'm just auditioning back again, and things are just running, and hopefully great things are going to come this new year.
Is it slow to pick up, or are you seeing like a steady
It's slowly
stream?
picking up. I'm slowly picking up. I mean, the strike was just approved like 2 days ago. We'll probably go into the holidays like 2 weeks from now. So I think January is just going to be an explosion of auditions, and I just can't wait to be back and auditioning and working. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully this movie will get you some calls.
Yes.
You're like every actor's.